the UK is what I call a sort of supply chain economy. We import as much as we export, and we always really have, or at least we have for a very long time. The idea that we're just going to suddenly substitute production from Europe all in the UK is not realistic. It's exactly the same conversation with global value chains and reshoring. That's not realistic either. There may be some substitution, some reshoring, but it's completely unrealistic to think that that's going to be it's going to replace the trading relations with Europe. It's much more sophisticated and complex than that. In the way that companies are operating across the continent and through those relationships with the rest of the world.
Chris, the comparison to Australia keeps on being brought up, and again, if there was a no-deal Brexit, that we'd have to potentially revert to some sort of rules like Australia has, which is effectively no free trade deal and a lot of terms of trade on basic WTO rules. But if you think about that, I mean, Australia's top trading partner is China, so it doesn't have the bulk of its goods coming into the main market in Europe, but for the UK, it's a major export market when we talk about Europe. Even if there's a small percentage tweak in some of the tariffs on certain goods, what will that mean across the economy?
Well, look, it's in no one's interest for a no-deal scenario. We need a deal. I think that's absolutely imperative, and we need the political leaders to take a pragmatic approach at this stage in the negotiations. This is not about being dogmatic. The UK has made its point. It's out of Europe. We've now got to focus wholly on the priorities, which are people's livelihoods. And the economies on both sides, and not just with the EU, UK, but global economy too. The last thing anybody wants right now is more disruption and more uncertainty. So the deal is absolutely critical. Whatever it is, it needs to be done. And the idea of trading on WTO rules is ridiculous, frankly. No country, serious trading country, trades on WTO rules only. Every major economy has regional agreements and bilateral agreements with their neighbours. The UK needs to do the same if it wants to remain credible in terms of its reputation abroad. And that's an important point. We've got to be mindful from the UK side that we're launching ourselves out as a fully independent economy as of the 1st of January. Well, we already are that, but in terms of the end of the transition. We've got to be mindful in terms of the messaging we're sending to the rest of the world. And what we need is credibility, responsibility and duty to all the people we're trading with. And from the business side of things, the business economy on all sides, everybody wants a deal so that companies can trade and get on with the real priorities, which is the economic recovery.